Hey vinyl community, and welcome to the new music room. I've got it mostly complete. I still have some work to do in here to kind of trick it out a little bit, but I got all the music back here behind me. So this is actually the room adjoining the room I was in before, and I mentioned in one of my previous videos how I had moved. This room used to be just all bookshelves, and I moved them into that room, which is more of a living area. There's my desk and a couch and everything, which is what I sit on. And then this room was kind of, it's been used for various things. This is an older house, so this is what you would call the dining room, which we don't use because we have a big eat-in kitchen that was added onto the house. So this room has been just kind of used for everything from a school room when we were homeschooling. My son had his computer in here at one point. I used to store my drums in here. So I had put the books in here when I started putting the music in there, so I swapped them around. So now the front room, the one that you would basically entertain guests in if you had guests, I guess you don't really have chairs in there now. But anyway, it's got all the books, and it gives a little more room for my desk because bookshelves are thinner than record shelves as far as the width from the wall. So it gave us a little more room. Anyway, moved them all around, brought the records in here. Plus, this kind of gives me the ability to go up to the ceiling, which I could have done in that room, but it just didn't feel like it would look right. In this room, it's an entire wall. So the shelves behind me that I had already, I had 4 of the 8 cubicle IKEA shelves. So what I did is I bought 4 of the 4 cubes and put those on top. So now it's got 6 up. And that takes it to the ceiling, and there's a little room up there on the top where I've stuck some of my box sets that are just empty boxes, as well as some of my Funko Pops and stuff. So, but I do have some, some CD shelves in here that I picked up not too long ago. I'm trying to get my CDs back out of the boxes and storage and get them in here. This room is smaller, so I'm not sure if I got enough wall space to put them all in here, but I'm trying to work it out. Putting some decorations up, things like that. But anyway, let's get into this. I recently bought, just recently, I sold an album on Discogs, pretty nice price. So what would I do? Take the money and pay a bill, or no? And of course not. Let's reinvest it in more records. So I turned around and bought 2 records. Still had money left over actually, but 2 records to fill in some slots in my collection. So what I did, and I found a guy on Discogs actually, so I just rolled it right over. A guy on Discogs that was selling this for a good price. This is Hammerfall's Renegade. This is the 3rd Hammerfall album from 2000. This is the 2019 reissue. They've been reissuing their stuff, thankfully. This is on a splatter. And I still got to get their first album, and then a handful of them that were in the late 2000s and early 2010s. But this filled in a little bit here. Found a great price on this, and so I went ahead and grabbed one of these. And the same guy was selling, he had a box set of One Crimson Night Live. This is a live album. Now, there's various formats of this. It's a triple vinyl release. It came as a box set. It came as just a regular, I don't know if it was a trifold, gatefold type situation, things along that line. I didn't know, the box set didn't detail what was different about it, but the price that this guy was selling it for, and it was still in shrink wrap. I literally took the shrink wrap off right before I started this video because I had not even opened it yet, but I thought I needed to see what it was to see inside of it before I made the video. So it actually is, it's kind of like, to me, it's almost like an art book, but there's no art, but it's got a slip cover, hard cover, and then it's got a book in there, a hardcover book. And then the book itself, it just has the 3 records in. It's like 3 inner sleeves. It's got the 3 records in there. They come out the top. And it's just an open up booklet of the stuff. And it's got some, the liner notes. So nothing fancy, but it's cool. It's in a hardcover book. The vinyl itself, if I can get one of these out, it's on a clear vinyl. There were various I'm not going to pull it out. It's clear. I'm going to put some plastic sleeves in there, get some sleeves in there to make that easier to get out. But yeah, so great stuff. This is like I say, a triple live album. This is their 2002 album. I'm sorry, this is the 2003 live album, and I wanted to just show that this is Crimson Thunder. This is the 2002 album that basically that's the tour for. I picked this up. I know I showed this back in the day. This is a 2023 reissue from Nuclear Blast. And I brought this out because it was kind of neat, because I remember back in the day when I bought this on CD, it was in a book too, kind of like the live album, but it was a CD booklet. It was the shape of a comic book, and then you open it. It had a comic inside, and it had the CDs in there. Well, this reissue of this vinyl edition, I think, I did show it came with that comic book that not all the CD versions had, and so that was kind of cool. And this is the 20th anniversary edition, and so it's been remixed and remastered. The thing that I was thrilled about with the live album version is, of course, back in 2003 when it came out, I bought the DVD of the concert, and the DVD has the live concert just start to finish. It's 20 tracks. The CD, however, that I have was a double disc set, and the CD had 3 bonus tracks. 2 songs were recorded like in Mexico and 1 in Chile. And so it had the 20 tracks plus 3 bonus tracks filling in the slot. The thrilling thing is those 3 bonus tracks are on the vinyl. So they're not on the DVD, but they are on the vinyl. So that was really cool to have the actual bonus tracks on there from the CD. So great stuff. Couple more Hammerfalls for my collection. A couple more just got reissued. Threshold and was it the No Sacrifice album? I think those are coming out, or just came out, or about to come out. Those are finally dropping on vinyl. Now there are a couple more in there that had vinyl issues on them back when they first came out they're out of print, that I'm hoping they will continue. So I think there's probably 4 or 5 in the Hammerfall collection that I still need on vinyl, including the first album. Hammerfall to me were one of those bands that in the 90s, when things were changing and I was not going nicely with the change, I turned my attention to a lot of the classic bands who still existed, a lot of the traditional metal, but I also turned my eyes to overseas where metal was still a big thing. And I kept seeing in magazines that cool cover with the guy in the armor, this guy in the armor on the first album, and I just loved the imagery. I just liked the knights, the Templar looking thing, and I had no clue, who they were. At this point the internet was in the infant stages in the 90s, 97. Wasn't like I could go online and stream it. I bought it, fell in love with it. It's power metal, it's Euro metal type power metal, but fell in love with Hammerfall and have followed them ever since that first album. And I bought it again just because of the cover. Great stuff. Anyway, love them. Keep going after them. Waiting to get the rest of their stuff on vinyl. And just some great stuff. That's it for this one, though. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll show you more changes to the room as they happen. And I'll see you later. Rock on and rock hard.